By this point in human history, everyone and their grandma has heard about CBD. From what you usually hear about it, it's a miracle treatment of anything and everything. But is it worth spending your hard-earned cash on CBD? Let's find out. In this video, I will go through biological properties of CBD, the way it affects your health and health conditions, possible drawbacks, and whether it makes sense to use it. I included timestamps in the video description, so feel free to skip any section you're not interested in. The health claims about CBD are often exaggerated. These claims spread through marketing efforts, which leads many people to give CBD a try. Many people use CBD to help with their health issues such as relieving pain or managing anxiety. People use it for better sleep, reducing stress, easing arthritis, discomfort, relaxation, recovery after exercise, and as a general health supplement. Users have different patterns. Some follow label recommendations, while others estimate their dose or are uncertain about it. Around 30% of users said they use CBD instead of regular weed. People often use CBD daily or weekly to prevent and manage their problems. Others use it when needed, especially for anxiety or pain relief. 10% thought that they couldn't stop using CBD and 36% considered it unlikely. CBD, or cannabidiol, is legal in a lot of states. In a lot of them, it's because it does not make you high. So why would you pay up to several hundred of dollars for a bottle of something that doesn't make you high? Well, CBD can change the way your body and your brain works. This makes it useful for treating different health issues, and it is incredibly versatile and interacts with many systems in your brain. Because of its molecular structure, it's a powerful antioxidant. Antioxidants are like policemen. They run around your body and hunt down pesky free radicals. Free radicals are tiny, unhappy molecules with an unpaired electron, and this lonely electron is trying to interact with anything and everything it meets, which can have destructive consequences. They can wreak havoc on your body and can cause diseases such as Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Free radicals are blamed for the aging of your skin and harming your cells. You need some of these radicals to function, but the balance is delicate. Describing this is out of the scope of my channel, but other antioxidants you might know are vitamin C or resveratrol. CBD's positive effects stem from its biological properties. The way it interacts with the receptors and molecules in your body is unique, and I'll discuss biology in the next section, but if you're not into that, feel free to skip to the next section. I included timestamps in the video description. As I said earlier, CBD interacts with various receptors in your body. Some of these receptors are cannabinoid receptors CB1 and CB2, serotonin receptors, and dopamine receptors. Other affected receptors are receptors responsible for detecting and regulating your body temperature, neuronal development, sensing pain, emotion regulation. The receptors related to glucose metabolism and managing insulin are affected as well, which can help with managing diabetes and possibly weight management. But are there any studies we can take a look at to actually back up these claims? Well, there was some research done on rats, and CBD was actually capable of reducing inflammation in a variety of models such as osteoarthritis or allergic contact dermatitis. CBD successfully reduced tumor necrosis factor in mice. In mice models, CBD also successfully reduced alcohol intake, which means that the mice drank less alcohol even if they had access to it. CBD helped with stress-induced anhedonia, which is a fancy word for reduced motivation or ability to experience pleasure. It was able to reduce frequency and strength of seizures, so it showed some anti-epileptic properties. So what about actual humans? Were there some studies done on them? Well, sure. Keep in mind that I will go through medical conditions here quickly, as deep diving into each one would make this video several hours long. It's sad because I found a lot of interesting information, so let me know if you're interested in separate deep dive videos on CBD and individual health problems. It is possible that CBD is capable of improving conditions of psychotic disorders, possibly via the interaction with the receptors such as the serotonin receptor. It's important that CBD didn't make conditions like schizophrenia worse. It showed a neutral to positive impact, but of course don't take anything without discussing it with your doctor first, especially if you are treated for a serious health condition. CBD also did much better for managing anxiety. It was quite effective thanks to the interaction it has with the serotonin receptors, and it reduced anxiety in individuals dealing with normal levels of stress. And an example of a normal level of stress is, for example, public speaking. And keep in mind that these studies were often done on healthy people, not people who suffer from anxiety disorders. And studies have also found that it's necessary to take the right dose, which would be around 300 to 400 milligrams. Because if you take too much, like 900 milligrams, you don't get the desired effect. CBD was also able to help reduce the number of seizures in some cases of treatment-resistant epilepsy. But if you have epilepsy, talk to your doctor before starting unsupervised CBD treatment. Remember that these studies were done on a selected population with medical supervision, and there are many types of epilepsy. CBD can negatively interact with some medication. The anti-epileptic effects of CBD are connected to different receptors and channels related to epilepsy, like TRPV, serotonin receptors, and GPR55. CBD improved sleep for those with difficulties, but it did not affect the sleep cycle of healthy individuals. CBD can inhibit the enzyme that destroys your endocannabinoid levels, and through a complex process, this can increase your adenosine levels. And if you watched any of my previous videos, you probably remember that adenosine is responsible for driving your sleep pressure up and making you more tired. In this way, CBD can help you fall asleep. CBD was also effective as a pain reliever, especially when used in combination with THC. This can be caused by many interactions, and one of them is the interaction it has with the GPR3 receptor. CBD reduced migration of important cells of the immune system, which may play a role for treatment of inflammatory diseases such as multiple sclerosis, cancer, diabetes, and neuropathic pain. CBD also interacts with the cannabinoid receptor CB2, which can be found in areas related to your immune system. CBD and THC are natural cannabinoids found in cannabis. They seem to work together. CBD can help reduce some of the not-so-great effects of THC, like feeling too high, lack of coordination, feeling anxious, or even a bit psychotic. Some research suggests that combining THC and CBD might make the high more enjoyable. Some people mix CBD with other medications like pain relievers, antacids, blood thinners, antidepressants, anti-epileptics, and mood stabilizers. But unfortunately, CBD is responsible for drug-to-drug interactions and might not be safe to use with these medications, as you will find out in the safety part of the video. About half of the people surveyed said they did not tell their doctor about using CBD, but you should discuss it with your healthcare provider if you're taking another medication. Those who did tell their doctor mostly got a neutral or positive response. Vaping gives you quick effects in about 10 minutes, but only 31% of it gets into your system. CBD doesn't dissolve in water, which leads to differences in how your body absorbs it. Taken orally though makes the effect slower. You absorb less of it, around 6%. And similar results happen when you apply it under your tongue. Eating CBD with a meal can help your body absorb it better. Because CBD likes fats, using patches on your skin is not recommended to avoid too much buildup. CBD is processed by the liver and leaves the body through poop. It has a half-life of about 18 to 32 hours. But can you take CBD and still pass the drug test? Did you hear about people who swore they were only using CBD and still failed the drug test? Well, drug tests are usually looking for specific metabolites of THC, which CBD does not create. Well, unfortunately, you're buying a product that does not have strict industry standards, so some of the available CBD products actually contain trace amounts of THC. And if you want to be safer, look for terms like broad spectrum, THC-free, CBD isolate, or 100% CBD, and avoid anything that's labeled full spectrum, because that's more likely to contain residual THC. But pure CBD will not trigger your drug test. And there's another reason why you might fail a drug test, and that's because THC actually takes pretty long to leave your body. And if you smoke THC regularly and then you switch to CBD, it can take several weeks or even a couple of months before you can safely take a drug test. The degradation of CBD depends on the temperature, light, and auto-oxidation. 9 commercially available CBD e-liquids were tested. The average degradation was 13% in 30 days when the product was exposed to light and room temperature. This was much better when the product was stored in the dark, as that put the degradation down to only 4%. So if you want your product to last longer, keep it in a place darker than the thoughts you have at night. CBD is generally considered safe, but if you're taking any medication, consult your doctor first. CBD may interact with certain drugs. For example, it can lower the excretion of ibuprofen or acetaminophen, which can increase their side effects. There have been cases of increased concentrations of warfarin in the blood in individuals using CBD, which can be quite dangerous. So if you're considering CBD and don't want to talk to your doctor, at least try reading some materials about the potential interactions, and let me know if you want me to make a video about a specific interaction. Possible side effects of CBD include sedation, fatigue, and lethargy. If you feel any of these after taking CBD and you don't want to feel that way, you probably shouldn't take CBD. But compared to other drugs, CBD has relatively low side effects. It does not negatively affect heart rate or mean arterial pressure, except for a megadose of 900 milligrams, which slightly increased heart rate. CBD doesn't seem to lead to increased tolerance over time, and it is not associated with physical dependence. But many of the studies were done on various THC to CBD ratios, so it's hard to say whether CBD by itself is all that great. People also reported feeling high, even though it shouldn't have any psychotropic properties, having dry mouth, a change in their appetite, or fatigue. Now, let's finally address why you're all here. Should you buy expensive CBD, or is the cheap one good enough? And why is it so expensive in the first place? And what should you check when you're buying a CBD product? In the US CBD market, there's little regulation, which makes it hard for consumers to know what's in the product. A 2020 FDA study found that 18% of CBD products had less CBD than claimed, 37% had more, 49%, which is a lot, had THC, which can cause psychoactive effects. So remember the people who got high from CBD? Might not be a coincidence. Another study showed that 59% of tested CBD products had detectable CBD, which is what you'd expect, but the average THC to CBD ratio was 36:1, which might be kind of safety concern. Cheaper CBD oils may compromise safety measurements to save money, and they risk product quality. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any studies directly testing if quality issues are linked to the price. So if you know about any of these studies, please share them with me and I'd love to read about it. But regardless of how sexy all of this sounds, don't forget that CBD is in fact not a miracle treatment for all the problems humans have. And just because a molecule has great outcomes in a lab does not mean that it will do great in real life. CBD suffers from popularization. It's a legal molecule from an illegal plant with great marketing supported by research with bold claims. You can find it in cosmetics and food, beverages, supplements, and prescription pharmaceuticals. The global market was estimated at almost $3 billion in 2020. But many extravagant claims about CBD's benefits lack strong scientific evidence. From what you can read about CBD, it's a miracle cure that will help you with anything and everything. But if that were true, why would we have any problems, right? A lot of benefits from weed can be assigned to a variety of molecules. It's reductionist to assign everything to either CBD or THC. And before you know it, there might be a whole new different market of supplements made from a different cannabinoid. We have a lot of animal studies, but they can be difficult to interpret. They can come with experimental artifacts and might be biased towards positive outcomes, especially if the researchers are financially connected to the industry. And CBD's potential for causing epigenetic changes is currently unknown. It does have the ability to enhance the effect of certain drugs, and many trials and studies I read were leveraging botanical synergy with other drugs. And let's not forget the issue with all unregulated or semi-regulated products. Are you even getting what you think you're buying? Some products labeled as CBD contained no cannabinoids or were mixed with other cannabinoids or synthetic cannabinoids. And why would someone spike your CBD oil? Well, there are expectations that your CBD oil will work. There's pressure to make the customer satisfied with the product. Well, is this legal? Well, absolutely fucking not. But does it happen? Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes alcohol was not disclosed on the label. The FDA tried taking action and sent these people letters. But with the amount of products available, it's next to impossible to test them all. And recently, people started worrying about potential hepatotoxicity of CBD, mostly at higher doses. The side effects varied between different groups of people. Individuals with epilepsy had different reactions compared to healthy individuals. But to be fair, these people were also given bigger doses. And it's no surprise that the public opinion about CBD is on the positive side. It's marketed well, and there are tangible benefits. And even though I promise that you will know everything about CBD by the end of this video, some of these sections were brief, and I'd like to revisit them in specialized deep dives. So if you're into that stuff, give me a like and a subscribe, and you will have a higher chance of seeing those videos when they come out. Thanks for watching. Until next time!